Pam. Fancy meeting you here. As I was reading your post this week, I was actually thinking about a conversation that I had with a friend of mine who is a professor at a local university. And she was telling me that ever since, cell phones and PCs and tablets and that kind of thing became really popular, that at first her and her colleagues would have to like fight with students to kind of, keep them out of the classroom or to keep them put away so that they could pay attention in class. And some of the professors would even resort to confiscating devices as the students walked in the door, and then they could have them back when they were ready to leave class because they were seen as such a distraction. And so it's really interesting that now, instead of telling students to put your cell phone away or put your tablet away or whatever the device is, now we can say to students, please take out your devices and let me show you how we can use them to be able to practice today's skill or to learn more about whatever the topic is. And so it's kind of pretty ironic that the very things that we said were bad are actually the very items that now we're choosing to use to enhance the learning process. So I agree with you on your comment about how facilitating communication and collaboration allows students to become more involved in the learning process. And I know that countless studies have been done that show that as students are learning, that the more senses you can engage, the more you engage students and the more that they will retain the information that you're teaching them. And so not only does technology help because students are interested in technology and they enjoy technology. So that alone can get them interested in your lesson. But it supports the communication and the collaboration that is such a huge part of education today. But not only does it support that, but it also supports the whole idea of differentiated instruction. Because we know that when students come to our classroom, they come with all different learning needs, all different learning styles, different backgrounds. And so there's things that we have to do differently because we want to make sure that each of our students is learning and understanding and able to apply the material that we're teaching them. And so the use of technology can be really helpful with that as well. So no matter how you look at it, as you look at the shift in education and how it's, using these tools that are at our disposal, it actually could be a really good thing either way. Because it's getting students engaged and involved, and it also provides for the variety that we need for the differentiated instruction. However, I do have one concern, and that's just no matter what you do, you're going to have goods and bads of everything. But one of my big concerns, though, is that in order for technology to be an asset to education and the educational process, it needs to be done properly. And so it's really, really important to make sure that there's support staff that, their whole job is to be able to support teachers in the use of technology and the use of their devices. Another area is that, teachers need to be trained on how to use the devices. Students need to be trained, especially in safety issues. Parents need to be trained so that they understand how this technology is being used in a helpful and beneficial thing in the classroom. And so, I do have that concern. I do think it's important that that we make sure that everything is being done properly so that we can get the best bang for our buck.